Money Multipliers. Welcome back to another episode of the Money Multiplier podcast. I'm your host, Hannah Kessler, and we ask ourselves, do our dollars make sense? So I am back home in Florida now. I've been bouncing around a lot. I thought in 2025 I would be slowing down just a little bit, but no. I do have a lot of travels coming up. I'm spending a lot of time on the Northeast coast during the month of January, which is not my most preferred place to be in January in Buffalo, New York, but love you, Chris Naugle. Coming up there, we are recording a lot of content and some training courses, different things. As you guys have seen me last, I know I did an interview with Carmen, and then also I was out in Mexico, but since then, big FYI, my book did launch. So the Single Millionaire Chick, you can go and grab it on Kindle. I'll be doing some updates in it over the course of 2025, just sharing my journey and a lot of the things that I've been learning along the way. A big thing that I've been doing this year is I have some television appearances. So it's been interesting. I think I'm used to it because of the podcast show, speaking on stages, but it's interesting having to be natural in the most unnatural circumstances, always smiling and talking with your hands and being very animated. It's a lot, y'all. And then it got me thinking, like, all of these actors and actresses, that's a hard job to do. So I've been learning a lot of new things. I've been really getting into uncomfortable circumstances, and it really has been making me grow as an individual. So very grateful for all of my experiences. And again, I'm going to be adding some of my stories to my book, and then I will be publishing it soon. So a lot of people have been asking me, because I know I've been kind of keeping my book hush hush, but also some of y'all do know that Chris Naugle and I are writing a children's book together. It's called The Companion, and it should be coming out here at the start of Q1. So right now we have all of the illustrations. They are done. The storyline is done. We are working with the publisher to get that all done, and I don't know how long it's going to take, y'all. So you guys ask me, I don't know. I've never done this before. So I will be keeping you updated. Subscribe to our newsletter at themoneymultiplier.com. We're always keeping updates there. And then follow me on my social media channels, Facebook, Instagram. I'm very active over there. And then every week, as y'all know, I am here doing a live podcast episode. It will go live every single Tuesday. So hit the subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube and on all other streaming platforms. Rate us 5 stars, leave a comment. I want to hear from y'all. You can always contact me, podcast at themoneymultiplier.com, and you can also even explore my website that's new. If you go to hannahkessler.com, Hannah spelled the same ways forwards and backwards, Kessler with one S, you can kind of see my story and follow me on my adventures over there too. So in this episode, I thought it'd be kind of fun. As I sit here, I'm 25 years old. I'll be 26 this year in August. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to go through the 11 best purchases to make in your 20s. So for my parents, people in my generation, my demographic, maybe you're not my demographic, maybe you're 30s, 40s, maybe you are 60s, 70s, 80s listening to me. Honestly, all of this can be applied no matter how old you are. It doesn't matter when you start, but you have to start. Start now. It's okay to start on the 31st. It's okay to start in December. It's okay to start when you're 67 years old. Just start your journey, because if you don't start, the time will never be now. So let's get into today's episode about the 11 best purchases to make in your 20s. Number 1, a high quality laptop or smartphone. These are kind of essential tools in today's day and age that you need for personal productivity, communication, tools for work. A reliable device is going to save you a lot of time and frustration. Let me tell you, I just switched all of my notes. Okay. I have been putting all of my notes on a pen and pad. And during my travels, it's a little irritating to go through my pen and pad notes, flip to the correct page. Cause I have everything dated, like when I do like my client calls and keeping track of all my notes. But let me tell you, it has been so much easier on my life to store it within my laptop, within my systems that I have, because then I don't got to go through flipping through different pages. I can go and search up by name, by phone number, by email address, and it saves me a lot of time. So having a good, reliable laptop and smartphone is going to allow you to be more successful in your communications. And I think it's a very good purchase to make. You guys have heard my story. You know that my first MacBook computer, okay, because prior to my MacBook computer, I would always get mom's hand-me-down HP laptops. And so I finally wanted a MacBook so then I could integrate it into my texting on my laptop, which is awesome. Let me just tell you, once you go Mac, you never go back, because it is so nice allowing myself to text on my laptop too. So invest in that. And the first time I ever bought my MacBook computer was through my policies. You took a loan for my policy and paid for it. So number one, a high quality laptop or smartphone. Number two, courses or certificates. Investing in your education, whether it's learning a new skill or getting a training or taking an online course, it can boost your career and your credentials when you are talking with employers or your clients and prospects. I will say myself, my courses that I've been doing, number one, I did the Nelson Nash Institute Practitioners Program. That was helpful, learned a whole lot about Austrian economics. But two, the masterminds that I'm a part of, that is what I think is investing in my education and my growth as a professional, as a businesswoman, surrounding myself with other people who are way more successful, way more life experience and knowledgeable than myself. I've been spending a lot of dollars for my own education. I think it can also even go into books and online classes. There's websites out there. I think we have not been putting as much emphasis on learning new skills and new traits. I think, people don't understand that it boosts your confidence. It really does when you start to learn a new skill. I'll tell you, one of my goals for 2025 is I really want to learn Spanish. And I've been going out there and investigating like the different platforms like Babbel and Rosetta Stone. I think I'm kind of leaning towards like the Babbel road. I don't know yet. But, learning new traits can even put you higher than your peers when you are talking with other employers and business executives. You're going to set yourself apart if you know another language compared to other people who just maybe don't have that trait. So number two, courses and certificates. That's huge. Number three, professional wardrobe. It's important to show up how you want to be perceived. Okay, if you're going to be showing up to a jury case or a wedding and you're in jean shorts and flip-flops, I'm sorry, but there's a time and place. It's just etiquette. I think it's it's rude, right? I mean, if you don't show up for the occasion, I just think it's freaking rude. So a well-fitting, versatile outfits for work or networking events are going to be worth the investment. First impressions really matter in a professional setting. So invest in that wardrobe and, get rid of the things that don't make you feel confident. It could be a really great outfit and you could look really good in it, but But if you don't feel confident and comfortable in that outfit, it's going to shine through when you're communicating with people in your network and in your professional life. So go through your wardrobe. Okay, we're here in January. Go through, get rid of some stuff, purchase yourselves new things as well. And I would even mention good quality stuff. Okay, so for my people, my age demographic, Shein. That's how I pronounce it. Some call it Shein. All right, y'all know the brand Shein, Temu even, okay? Yeah, we love it because it's dirt cheap, but let me be real. I've bought crap from there. I've worn it one time. I put it in the wash and it just starts to disintegrate, right? So invest in good quality attire too, because it's going to last you. I would even say, invest in the clothes that are going to be around for a while. Yeah, it's cool to have like those trendy items, and I think it's fun. You should express yourself in your fashion. Y'all know I love to do that, but also have those pieces that is timeless. Get the basic white t-shirts, the v-necks, good denim jeans that are going to last you a long while. It's important because now you don't got to go and spend more money every single year because the stuff that you bought is not holding up in the washer and the dryer. Hey, Money Multipliers, I have some exciting news. My dear friend, Mr. Larry Steinhaus, and myself, we're going to be hosting a 2-day live event in Tampa, Florida. So March 1st and 2nd, 2025. You can go and snag your tickets from moneygamelive.com or click the link right here down below. And we just got a speaker-filled lineup here. All of the elite experts in their areas of alternative investing, how to make your money work for you and get out of the financial shackles that you don't even realize that you're in. So I'm so excited to see all of y'all there. March 1st and 2nd, Tampa, Florida. MoneyGameLive.com. I'll see everybody then. Number 4, a whole life insurance policy. Y'all knew I was going to get to this point, but really why I was thinking about a whole life policy, start investing your dollars and saving your dollars somewhere and really start thinking about your retirement. It's not too early to start thinking about it in your 20s. So start building wealth early on, and compound interest is going to be your best friend. And even small investments in your 20s can grow significantly over time. Now, while I was thinking about this, getting ready this morning, some of y'all may have saw me on Caleb Williams' Better Wealth podcast, and some of y'all had opinions on there, but it's okay. Everybody can have their opinion. It's just like having a belly button or an a-hole. So I mentioned that I was looking at a policy to start at $10,000 a month, and some people were like, oh my gosh, you're 25 years old. How in the hell do you start a policy at $10,000 a month at your age? It got me thinking about one of the things that my mentor always says. He says, sell value that people will pay big money for. And that's what I do in my active business. I sell value that people will pay big money for. And I specialize in one thing and one thing only, and that's the infinite banking concept. And I think that's why people venture out to start with me and my company, the Money Multiplier, versus other people, because they got a little bit of expertise in everything, okay? A little bit of expertise over here and a little bit over here and a little bit over there. I don't want to be the expert in everything. I just want to be the expert, the total expert, the ins and outs in one thing only, and then I'll outsource those other people who are experts in their realms. So yeah, I've been very successful in my practice of doing this and within my business, but this is not all of the one way I make my dollars. Y'all know I'm into the lending space as well. I use my policies to go put my little green men to work, create more cash flow that comes into me. And this is going to be my 8th policy that I'm starting. And some of y'all are thinking, well, why are you starting 8 policies? Why don't you just have one policy? And I talk about that a lot, but Instead of getting into the specific details of why we start a policy, think about it in this mindset way. If you picture the whole life policy designed properly for the infinite banking concept, meaning that you deposit your premium into the policy and then immediately within 30 days have access to cash value at least 60% of what you deposited in that policy, when it's designed this way, think about starting that policy as it's almost like starting a business from scratch. And if you knew that your business was guaranteed to break even by the 4th year, and then every year after that, the profits become greater and greater than the year before, how many of these businesses do you want in your lifetime? So that's why my family and myself, we start another policy every 12 to 24 months. So it's been about 18 months since I started my last policy, and looking over at the end of the year, looking over my finances and how much I kept for myself, I know that I can comfortably commit to $5,000 a month in premium. I could do a little bit more than that, but it makes me a little uncomfortable. So here's why I settled on $10,000 a month. Because in the policy, you have your base premium and you have your paid up edition premium. And those come together, and that makes your true total premium that you're putting into your policy. So in this example, look at the screen here. So if you are listening to me auditory, it may be a good idea to switch over to the YouTube, because I want to show you my real life policy illustration that I'm about to start for myself. So in this policy, it's broken up into our base premium and our paid up editions. $48,000 is going to the base and $72,000 is going towards my paid up editions, and that's how it comes together to make my $120 a year or a $10,000 a month premium that goes in. This is built on a 40-60 policy design. That's how I design my policies. Y'all don't gotta agree with me in a 40-60 policy design, but I design my policies the same way that Nelson Nash designs his, and in his book, Becoming Your Own Banker. And yeah, I don't design everybody's policy 40-60. You know, people could be in a financial hamster wheel. They need the cash values right now. 40-60 is not going to solve their money problems and get them out of the debt that they're in. But maybe a 25-75 split policy will. Or maybe they're older and they're 67 years old. And so, no, a 40-60 policy is not going to be the best thing for them because they're focused on the immediate high cash right now. Because I get it. We don't have as long of a time to live with this policy as me, who's 25 years old, right? So there's so many moving nuances of why policies are designed one specific way for somebody versus how they're designed another way for the other person or family. Okay, does that make sense? So in my life, I want a strong base premium policy, because think about it like this. If you think about the base premium almost like building a house, and the base premium is the foundation of the house, and your paid up edition riders are the structure that's on top of the house, I want a strong foundation to my house. Because if I don't have a strong foundation, what's going to happen to the structure that's built on top of my land? It's going to fall apart, right? So think about it like that, just to use an analogy. But to get really technical for my analytical people, you know, I want a strong base premium because then it allows me to keep contributing in more and more paid up edition premium. And then I can keep paying my PUA premium longer and longer if I choose to. And then I'm not forced to drop it off later on down the road. So this policy has no term on it. It's just a base premium and my paid up edition riders 40-60 split. So why I settled on this is because like I mentioned, I know I'm comfortable with $5,000 a month in premium. I could go up to $10,000 a month. Looking over my financials, I could do that. Does it make me a little uncomfortable? Yeah, to be real with you, but the paid up edition premium is not a mandatory premium that I have to pay in my policy. So if I have a down month, because I get it, I'm 100% I'm 100% commission based only. So I get you people who are like, well, I don't know what my income is because I'm just commission based only. Okay, ditto. What excuse do you have? I'm the same boat as you, right? So I know that if I have maybe a lower income month and I just do not have that 10,000 of my premium for that month, I can always go into my policy and reduce down the premium to $4,000 a month. $4,000 a month to keep it alive and active. And then what I'll also do if I have to reduce it down is I can just add on the minimum, which is $10 a month or $120 a year, to keep the paid up edition rider attached onto the policy. So then maybe next month I can do my 10,000 plus pay the remaining 6,000 that I didn't pay last month. So the paid up edition premium is not a mandatory premium to keep the policy alive and active. I want to pay it because that's really what's going to boost in these early years my cash value growth in this policy, but it's not a mandatory premium that I have to pay, and I can always reduce it down. So this is why I settled on the $10,000 a month, because I know I can always reduce it down to $4,000 if I ever needed to. And I already had the conversation with myself that I'm comfortable and I know I can do $5,000 a month. I know I can do $5,000. So why I'm bringing this up is because I want to share with y'all how powerful starting this type of policy right now in just my life. If I started this at $10,000 a month, and in a perfect scenario world, I pay these premiums for as long as I can until I'm forced to drop off my paid up edition premium. If I get in here to age 60, 61, look at this column. We have our guaranteed side of the policy, and we also have our non-guaranteed side. You can look at both sides. It don't matter. Guaranteed side is my contractual guaranteed interest that the company has to pay me every year. And this is actually a company called Penn Mutual, Penn Mutual. And there's a non-guaranteed side to this. Non-guaranteed is just showing us the projected dividend. I can't sit here and promise dividends in the policy because they're not contractually guaranteed, but Penn Mutual has been paying out dividends for a long time, over 120 plus consecutive years. But what I want you to look at is the second column from the right. When I get into, let's just call it the 36th year, or when I'm age 61, that cash value increases by $600,000 plus every single year. So what I could do at this point is I could have a guaranteed tax-free income stream of more than $600,000 every single year until the rest of my life. And that's guaranteed. You don't got to look at the non-guaranteed side, incorporating the dividends, but the dividends are going to get paid out, in my humble opinion. But it's this right here. If I start where I'm at right now and 35 years into the future, I want to now start using this to supplement my income, I can, and these are guaranteed results that's going to happen. So this is me investing in my future self and my guaranteed tax-free retirement income when that time happens. I'm not even going to mention right now, me using this policy to continue on to invest my dollars in my lending deals. This year, I really want to learn the whole world of business acquisitions, acquiring businesses, starting businesses, because I got some goals for myself. I've always wanted to own my own barcade brewery. I want to have my own clothing boutique and have my label be called Hannah Nicole. And I already know what my shop name is going to be called. It's going to be called Pharaoh. Well, we can talk about that later of how I settled on all of that stuff. But those are goals that I would love to do in my life. So I'm going to use these cash values now to go and buy myself my investments, my purchases during my life. And then I have this cash value that I can use to live off of in my retirement years. And let's continue to go down because Hannah Nicole is going to be living until she's 115 years old. So at that time that I'm 115, I have this guaranteed death benefit that's on that policy, over $102 million that's going to be there. And let's just make believe that over the 115 years, not 115 years, I should say 95 years or 90 years that I've been using this policy, and now I'm 115. And let's say that I've taken out all of the cash value. I've taken out $100 million from this policy, and there's $102 million death benefit. At the time of my passing, my children are going to receive 102 million, subtract the 100 million. They're going to get $2 million of tax-free lump sum money that will get paid out to them. I just started thinking about this recently. I've been on a very big anti-kid kick. But let me tell you something, listeners. I think I am kind of jumping on the bandwagon that maybe I do want to be a mother in my lifetime. We'll see. But I just want to show y'all how powerful this stuff can really be. And some of y'all may be thinking, well, Hannah, if there's 102 million death benefits and you've taken out $100 million in loans and your kids are only going to receive $2 million in death benefit, that doesn't seem like a lot. Are you freaking kidding me? Do you see all of the cash flowing assets that I was able to buy over my lifetime with these policies, and they still get a tax-free lump sum of $2 million? Do you think they're going to be bitching and belly aching about getting $2 million in tax-free money? I don't think so. They will be lucky to even get one freaking dollar and penny to them. Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm not that mean. So y'all were asking me questions. You guys were asking me questions in the comments on that Better Wealth podcast episode with myself and Caleb, and I wanted to prove it to you. It comes right here directly from the policy illustration. If I start this policy today, look how powerful this thing gets into my later 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, etc. And as mentioned, I am going to live to 115 years old, because let me tell you, over the Christmas time, I was over there in Dallas hanging out with my family. Nanny is not doing so well, and she, has dementia. And oh my God, it's just a lot of work. She's going back into her old habits of when she was a child. She doesn't want to eat a lot. She only wants to eat her sugars and her cookies and her candies and drink her orange Sunkist soda pop, okay? It's hard, it's hard. You just got to love them, right? You just got to love them, cater to them. You can try to tell them so many times, hey, Nanny, let's get up. Let's go for a walk. Hey, Nanny, do you want to ride in the car with me? I got to go up to Tom Thumb and pick something up from the grocery store. At some point, you just got to love them and just let them live their life how they want. And I don't want to live my life like that. The way that I really want to go out is one of two ways. I either want to take so good care of my body that one day when I'm 114 and a half years old, I lay my pretty head on my pillow and I just don't wake up the next morning. That's how I want to go out. Or when I'm 115 years old, I want to go hang gliding off of a cliff and I pass away on my hang gliding trip. Okay, those are my two ways. So just wanted to show y'all that this is a real life illustration, and this is really something that I'm going to be getting started with this year in 2025. So to get back to our list of the 11 best purchases to make in your 20s, number 4, a whole life policy designed for immediate high cash value. It's never too late to start thinking about your retirement where you store and make your money work for you at. Number 5, good quality bedding, okay? A comfortable mattress, good quality bedding, this can contribute to better sleep, which is crucial for health and productivity. Having your nightly 8 hours of sleep, it's important to how you show up every single day. So I really do think that investing in good quality bed, comfort of the comforter, the pillows, your sheets. Oh my gosh, I bought myself these brand new bamboo sheets. Yeah, it was freaking expensive. And I also bought myself some silk pillowcases because I heard it's good for your hair. Okay, don't come for me. I did a little bit of research on it. So I heard that it's good for your hair. And actually, Sleep Number, when I was in Dallas, I had to go with Papa up to the Sleep Number store because he wanted some new sheets, and they were having a sale. Literally, it was 50% off. I got 2 pillowcases for $100, but then they were having a 25% discount. So I got 2 real silk pillowcases for $75. And I said, bet. I know this may be a little impulse buy right here, but I've never found silk pillowcases this freaking cheap before. So good quality bedding is going to make a whirlwind of difference when you are trying to better your health. You're going to wake up, sleep well, and get up with more, being able to be proactive in your life. I didn't say that very sexy, but y'all are following me. All right, number 5, good quality bedding. Number 6, health insurance or medical expenses. I'll tell you, I'm going down a little journey right now because I'm 25, all right? And at 25, you get kicked off of your parents' health plan. So I've actually been researching a lot of stuff. Let me tell you something. I was researching up Obamacare. Oh my God, Obamacare was going to cost me $1,000 a month if I started that. Hell no, I don't get sick. I go see my OBGYN and I have my chiropractor. I don't get sick. I'm not paying $1,000 a month for the stupid medical insurance. So what I did is actually what I found. I don't know what it's called exactly, but how my mother was trying to describe it to me, it's a group of Christians and they are in network with these different hospitals and medical providers, okay? And this would allow me to pay $125 a month, and I have a $12,000 deductible. The only reason that I'm thinking about getting this health insurance is just to cover me in the event of a total catastrophe, like a car accident and, stuff like that. So that's the only reason I was really looking at getting this health insurance for myself, because I have been a cash patient for a long time. And getting on this thing for $125 a month, it is going to only cost me about $40 a visit with my OBGYN, when in the past, I think it was like, I think on the discount plan that we had, it was like 80, 90, $100 each visit. So, I'm kind of looking at it that way. But another thing too, health insurance, yeah, I don't have too many opinions on health insurance, to be quite honest with you. It got me also thinking about how in Nelson Nash's book, in his equipment financing chapter, he talks about how instead of going out there and getting your car insurance and all the bells and whistles from those other third-party providers, how you can self-insure your car by paying the premium in your policies and using the cash values in there. I mean, that's another thing that you could do. Instead of me going out and getting this new health insurance, I could pay these extra premiums into my policy and then have my policy cash help pay in those times of needs, because this is all if stuff. It's not when like life insurance, right? So neglecting your health is costly in the long run, and a solid health insurance plan and investing in preventive care are important. Having your regular checkups, go to the dentist, y'all. For all my girly friends, go and have your pap smears, okay? It's important. Work on your health. You got this one body, this one vessel. You need to protect it and treat your body as the temple that it is. Number 7, travel experiences. Especially in your 20s, y'all. We don't have a whole lot of commitments, do we? So travel while you have fewer commitments. Experiences like visiting new places and exploring different cultures, it broadens your perspective in creating lifelong memories. My siblings are actually out in Germany right now. They're visiting Germany. They were in Switzerland for a little bit, and then I think they're going to bounce to somewhere else. But that's one thing. I was actually asking my older brother, hey, what do you want for Christmas? And he's like, I really don't want anything. I just want to keep traveling. And that's what we're doing this Christmas. He took his wife and my niece and my nephew, and then they went out to, Switzerland, Germany, and all of those countries over there. This year, actually, my family, we will be heading out to Croatia and Germany, and also Istanbul. Zach really wants to go to Turkey and go to Istanbul. I don't know how I feel about that. I've been doing a little bit of research, and America is telling me that it's probably not a great place to go right now, but I don't know. My mom and I may not go to Istanbul. We may just park it in Germany while my dad and my brother go, but we'll see. So I have not done a whole lot of international travel, far places. Like the farthest I've ever been was New Zealand this past year. But, we go to Puerto Rico, we've been to Mexico and those sorts of places. But traveling way over and having like 10+ hour airplane rides, this is a new experience for me. So I want to do it while I'm young, when I only have my 2 kitty cat children here and have people that can help me, and I don't have real little Hannah Kesslers running around. It's important to have those travel experiences. Number 8, fitness equipment or a membership. So building healthy habits now pays off later. Whether it's a gym membership, a yoga mat, or a bike, invest in staying active. It's our muscles. We got to move our muscles or we're going to lose it. Move it or lose it is what my Nana says. So, get up early, meditate, do your yoga, go lift some weights. It's harder. You guys have heard this. Have your parents or your grandparents ever came to you and said, hey, you should really start working on your health now because it's a lot harder to lose weight, retain muscle as you get older. Or as my Nana likes to say, Hannah, don't get old. It's no fun. But in all seriousness, it's important to work on your body, make it an ongoing, consistent thing. We are here in Q1, January of 2025. You can start creating these good habits for yourself. And what do they say? It takes like 31 days to create a habit. So start with it. Be consistent. Start with it. And I'm telling you, it's going to pay off and you're going to feel so much better. My mom always asks me, like when I'm getting super anxious, she's like, have you tried going on a walk or did you go to the gym today? I'm like, no. She's like, well, you probably have a lot of pent up energy and it might be a good idea just to go and get that energy out. Okay, thanks, Mom. I'll do that more. Number 9, books and audiobooks. Self-development and learning through books can offer incredible value. Focus on personal finance, self-improvement, and career-related topics. I also think it's a good idea to invest in the fun stories too. I always read 2 books at the same time. One is a nonfiction, one is the fiction book. I always start with my nonfiction read first, and then to be real with you, I get bored sometimes. I'm like, okay, I'm done with this. I really don't want to read anymore. So then I switch over to my fiction book, and then that's what I fall asleep to at night. So you've always heard too that wealthy people have big libraries while poor people have big TVs. You can have both, but just make sure that you continue on with reading and educating yourself on different topics and reading up on different authors. I think it can provide a whole lot of value. I just started recently getting into the audiobook world. I love podcasts so much, so I thought it would be a good idea to start reading more books through the form of audiobooks, and I've been loving it. I've been getting through a whole lot of books instead of having to read, which I love to sit there, smell the pages, and flip through as I read the book, but I'm a slow reader. I'll be real. I don't read very fast like some people do. In audiobooks, I'm able to retain and listen to the story and the information without having to sit and read it myself. I get through books quicker. So books and audiobooks, that's another thing that you should be purchasing within your 20s. Number 10, a reliable mode of transportation. And no, Dave Ramsey, you do not have to have $1 million net worth in order to own a car. I think that's the most idiotic advice that I've ever heard. So whether it's a used car, a bike, or public transit pass, reliable transportation helps you maintain independence and flexibility in your life. So invest in the transportation. You don't got to have the big old shiny car and stop leasing cars to y'all just because you want to keep up with the Joneses. Invest in that good, reliable mode of transportation. I'll tell you, my father's favorite car is the one up in Idaho, and it's a 2002 Chevy truck. It's a 2-door Chevy truck, and he loves that car. It's reliable. It gets him from point A to point B. It's good in the snow. So he's not... Even though he's a multimillionaire, he's not out here driving the big old lavish cars, So you don't got to keep up with the Joneses. Just know yourself, know what you want, what brings you joy and happiness. Anyways, a reliable mode of transportation. Lastly, number 11, time-saving appliances. Let me tell you, not just appliances like a coffee maker, which is good. I mean, if you're a coffee drinker, invest in a coffee maker for yourself. Spend 5 cents a day rather than $5 a day going to Starbucks. Meal prep tools, robot vacuum. I love my robot vacuum, which, matter of fact, is kind of down right now. I got to make a call into Shark after this. But these appliances can save you time and make your life more efficient. I'm going to tell you a tool that I got for Christmas. Shout out to my Aunt Sandy. She got me this AI recorder, and what I can do is I can press play on it, talk my thoughts into it, and then it transcribes and uploads into my notes on my phone. Because I can't tell you how often, it's almost like an every night occurrence that I'm laying my head down in my bed and I have to text myself these different thoughts because I don't want to forget these thoughts that I have. So I love this tool that I can voice record into it, and then it uploads into my MacBook on my notes, my thoughts that I had the previous night. So time-saving tools that's going to really help you. Time is money, y'all. So start small and prioritize purchases that align with your personal and professional goals. And what you invest in today shapes your future. Have the goal intentions, have the mindfulness of where you want to see yourself, and check in on your goals every quarter as it goes on. I'll even add another bonus one. Invest in a journal, even maybe like a gratitude journal, but invest in a journal just to write different thoughts down or just things that you are grateful for that day. I think that can also go a very long way. So, in summary, that's my list of the 11 best purchases to make in your 20s. Y'all probably have some other purchases that should be very good, and I encourage you, drop them down below. I'd love to hear what you think are great purchases that somebody like me who's 25 should be making. You guys know best. You guys have the experiences, and I want to know what has really shaped and formed to you and where you have gotten yourself today and the tools that have gotten you there, the mindsets, the mentors, the systems. So thank you, y'all, for being here for another episode. I know we're here in the middle of January. As this episode launches, I am up in Buffalo, New York with Mr. Chris Naugle recording some cool content. And come and join us. So tomorrow, every Wednesday, we host our 3 live webinars. What the F happened? Just a big markets update. We got Wealth Wednesday webinar, happens every Wednesday, 1 o'clock Eastern time. And then the weekly Ask Me Anything live webinar. So come and hang out. That's happening tomorrow and every Wednesday. And reminder too, we are not far out. Tampa, Florida event, moneygamelive.com. You can go and snag your tickets over there. So thank you again for being here. I will be back next week with another episode, and wish me luck as I go on tour with these different television producers and hosts. I'll keep you posted where I'll be at. I don't really know until like a week before where I'm going to be at, but I'll be making some live announcements on my Facebook and Instagram and different things too. So with that being said, make good choices, have a wonderful day, and put action behind your thoughts. I believe in you, I'm rooting you on, and I'm in your corner. I'll catch you next week, Money Multipliers. See everybody then. Bye, y'all.